So you fucked up and now you in prison and some dude walks up to you and says, "Hey, you a bitch." What you gonna do about it? What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Life in Prison. Today we're going to talk about what happens if someone disrespects you while you're doing time locked up in prison. So this reminds me of a story. Basically, I'm on a level 3 yard. It's not really a yard where they're pushing politics like crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of one of those kickback yards. People are short time in. They're going home soon. So a lot of people don't really want any problems, okay? But in this situation, some of my peoples was playing basketball and they were involved in this basketball tournament. And you know how these games get, and especially in prison, they get heated, you know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of shit talking on the courts or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's pretty much all fun and games. But sometimes somebody gets serious, right? So on the other team, one of the dudes on the other side, he gets to woofing on my partner, you know what I mean? And some words are exchanged, but he takes it a little bit too far and decides to call my partner a bitch. Now, I'm not sure what old boy thought was going to happen after he called him a bitch, but my homeboy took off on him, put tips on his ass right there on the basketball court immediately. Okay? So everybody breaks the shit up. Cops don't see nothing. It's all good or whatever. But the fact of them being from two different cars, two different races, we all had to discuss if this was going to go any further. But my homie, he was like, I'm not tripping, you know what I'm saying? Dude called me a bitch. I put hands on him. If he want his run backs, you know what I'm saying? We can go in the cell and we can handle that. So my partner, he willing to fight for his respect, okay? So now the ball is in homeboy's court, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's up to him if he want to go in the cell and get his run backs, because his folks basically told him straight up, you were out of pocket, you called old dude a bitch, and he just let you know, I ain't no bitch. So it's up to you, you know what I mean? You want to get your run backs or do you want to squash it? Well, he chose to squash it because why? He ran into somebody that ain't going to put up with his shit and allow him to talk how he want to talk to him. So, that's much respect. That's what goes down on the yard, you know what I mean? Now, if you're on a level 4, it's a totally different story. Hopefully you never in prison, period. But if you're on a level 4, it's way different, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you're not going to be playing basketball with no other races. You feel me? There is no interaction on those level 4s. You feel me? But, if something like that were to happen where somebody disrespects you on one of those type yards, you got to go through the channels, you know what I'm saying? Because things like that, motherfuckers get killed for in there. Blood is shed or whatever, you lose homeboys. So something like that, you know what I mean, it's really an important decision on what to do next. But, on these lower levels, you know what I mean, you can really actually catch a fade and nothing will really turn out of it. You feel me? Unless you get caught by the cops or something. But there are some cars on those lower levels that just don't play that one-on-one shit. You know what I'm saying? So it could turn out bad for everybody. But that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? On the flip side of the whole thing, let's say that scenario went down and you get called a bitch and you don't do nothing about it. Like, you just eat that shit, right? Well, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it before. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but I had seen it before. A motherfucker get disrespected and not do shit about it. And then, he becomes free game pretty much, because everybody just takes shots at you. You just basically become the guy that gets called a bitch and don't do nothing about it. So, eventually motherfuckers start punking them and taking shit from them, like taking their shoes or something, you know what I mean? And then eventually taking their commissary, and then, you know what I'm saying, then maybe leading to taking their booty. I don't know. It happens. But I'm just telling you, man, if you asking me, what would I do? I'm going to take off wherever I'm disrespected at, like my folks. That's just it. So, with that said, look, I don't want none of y'all motherfuckers to go to prison, okay? So if you watching this, I hope this deters you from ever fucking up and going to prison and finding yourself in a situation where somebody disrespects you and you got to do something about it, and maybe somebody gets hurt or you get hurt. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't the business. You feel what I'm saying? And that's it. Yard time's over. Till next time, stay the fuck out of trouble, and we out.